WagerTalk continues to be an innovator in this industry, and our WagerBucks program is just one example. Because it's the holidays and we're feeling festive, we're giving you $100 worth of WagerBucks for only $49 using promo code WB49 at checkout. So how do they work? It's simple. You buy credits in bulk at a discounted rate and then apply them dollar for dollar towards your purchase. Use your purchase WagerBucks on $2 Tuesday, $9 packages on Monday, buy your favorite 5% plays with or without the guarantee, grab a 7-day all-access pass or even a 12-month package. That's right, purchase WagerBucks can be used on everything with no restrictions at both WagerTalk and SportsMemo.com. Due to the incredible savings, this special offer is limited to one per customer. From all of us here at WagerTalk, Sports Memo, and the Gold Sheet, we wish you a wonderful holiday season and a prosperous new year.
Hey guys, welcome in and a happy Thursday here, December the 23rd, as we inch a little bit closer, of course, to the holiday weekend. Much going on, including a slate of games here in college basketball tonight. We've got a couple we're going to break down for you, and we'll do it on this Thursday with, one of the best that we've got here, including Ralph Michaels, Steve Merrill in the house, as is Dave Koken on a college basketball Thursday here. And Ralph, a lot going on. Bowl games coming up here galore. Should be a really, really fun holiday weekend, including this slate here tonight in college hoops. What do you got locked and loaded over at WagerTalk.com?
Well, Bulls are off to a great start, and in fact, on a 19-4 run, 83% in my last 23 plays, 56-28, 67% my last 80-some plays. So it's been a fantastic run. But check out my packages. I have a 3-for-1 in tonight's NFL and 2 college basketball plays. But I do want to mention the Gold Sheet. Every day here, we put out the Gold Sheet play of the day with the college basketball selection. From today through December 31st, everybody can get free access to the Gold Sheet, NBA, college basketball, NFL, and college football. Just go to thegoldsheet.com. Username free at goldsheet.com. Password free. You get access for the next, how many days that is? 8 days. No credit card needed. No email registration. Just absolutely free to check it out. A must-have. Please do head to goldsheet.com and take a look for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff there, guys. Great handicapping tools, like we tell you. And Steve Merrill, what is going on here, my man? Always a pleasure to see you. College basketball tonight, bowl games, NBA. What do you got going over at WagerTalk.com?
Yeah, Joe, looking forward to joining you in about an hour at the college football show. Hadn't been on that in a while, and I've actually got my strongest college football bowl I've released so far this season going tonight, a strong best bet for the nighttime game. I've also got 2 pro basketball plays. Keep in mind, we've been number one basically all season in college and pro hoops combined. Don't forget, you can still get the bowl season for half price. No coupon needed. It's in the drop-down menu right now. And, of course, you can also get a 2-for-1 basketball special. Buy one, get one free, a full month of college and pro basketball, 2 for the price of 1, just $179. Hoops 179 is a promo code you need there. Hoops 179. Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com.
All right, good stuff there. And Dave, I know your best bet, college football bowl games, 5% play, up and available right now at your page at WagerTalk.com. What else you got for us there?
Not a lot, because one of my main sports is on hold, and college basketball is cancellations are just. Last 2 days, my best bets on each card have gotten canceled. So back to being the Grim Reaper again. But I do have a 5% college football bowl play up, and we're keeping the price on that at $9. If anybody wants to get it, just go to my homepage at wagertalkwt.buzz/DC.
All right, good stuff there, guys. Well, why don't we kick it off here? One of the first games we'll take a look at here tonight will include Fresno State taking on Weber State in this one. Weber State opens up as a small favorite with a total of 135.5 here. Ralph, it's been a pretty good start to the season for both of these teams here tonight. What do you think we're going to get in this matchup?
Yeah, well, it's been a decent start. You look at their records; they're both 9-3. They've played the number 227 and 253 schedules. But Weber State hasn't beaten a team ranked better than 133. And all of their other wins besides the UMass win were teams 189 or higher. Fresno State lost to their 3 top teams, but at least they do have a win against Irvine and Santa Clara, a couple top 100 teams. Pace is everything here. Weber State is the 10th fastest team on offense. Fresno State, number 340 on defense. So can Weber State take the pace to take it to Fresno? I don't think so. You look at their losses to BYU. BYU's pace was 130. Utah State was 167. Washington State 229. Fresno State has a great defense, allowing only 40% on the year, and they're going to slow it down. I do like Fresno here. I didn't make it a play because of this. Fresno State has played only 3 true road games. They've lost them all. I can't trust that team in basically a pick'em situation, especially as well. Fresno State does have one of their players out tonight. Ballard has been questionable, and Baker is questionable as well. Baker started 2 games, played 5. He's their 3rd leading scorer. So with a couple questionable guys and not having a road win, I can't get to the window with it, but a clear opinion for me on Fresno State.
All right, leaning towards Fresno here. And what do you think there, Steve Merrill? You agree Fresno State to play for you?
Fresno's the only way I would play this. Exactly a lot of the reasons Ralph just said. First of all, pace is a huge handicapping factor for me. I talk about it on a lot of the shows that I do. I talked about it yesterday on Wager Talk today with a couple games I analyzed. And normally, slow down teams can slow down faster teams. Now, I talked about 2 games yesterday on Wager Talk today. South Carolina routed Army. They both play fast. When they both play fast, I like the better team that plays fast. Old Dominion was the slowdown team last night against Charleston. They did not slow that game down. What was it, 82-80? They lost at home. But normally it is easier to slow down a fast team than to speed up a slow team. With that said, though, there are a couple concerns, as Ralph also mentioned. First of all, the fact that Weber is at home, there's 2 concerns there for me. Is first of all, usually the home team is a little bit better at dictating their tempo. So maybe Weber can speed it up more. And also there's a little bit of an altitude edge in Weber, especially for a beach, a West Coast California team like Fresno. So I do think the home court advantage is a concern here. And that's what kept me off this game as an official play, as Fresno's only getting 2. But I would still lean towards the Bulldogs as the underdog here. Whenever I get one of the slowest teams in the nation against one of the fastest teams, that catches my attention. And we're also getting the better defensive underdog here. Against a tougher schedule this year, Fresno's allowed only 40% shooting. Weber has allowed 42 against weaker offensive opponents. So we're getting a defensive dog and the slowdown team. I just wish the line was a little bit higher. That's what kept me off it as an official play.
Final non-conference before the Mountain West begins for Fresno State, Dave. So you think they get the job done, iron everything out?
There's not that much to iron out. They're playing well. But they do have a couple of guys questionable. And my sense is that Justin Hudson might choose to rest those guys because this game isn't, it's not that important, to be honest with you. It's not like Fresno State's a contender to be an at-large team for the NCAA tournament. So their focus is going to be on the Mountain West. And I don't know that this is that big a game for them. So there's an advantage for Weber State there. But there is a big strength versus weakness here. And that's on the boards, where Fresno State, this is on the shotquality.com stats, 5th in the nation in good defensive rebounding, 6th in the nation in few shots attacking rim, allowed on defense. They force a lot of turnovers. They run the pick and roll very well. Hudson's done a nice job with this team. And the rebounding is the big one, and because they're good at both ends of the court as far as the rebounding goes, and Weber State isn't. Weber State's a poor rebounding team. They need to get in transition. They need to hit threes. I don't know if they can do it or not. If all hands were on deck, I think I'd play Fresno here. But with the uncertainty and it being kind of a meaningless game, to be frank, I'll stay out of it. But my lean is to Fresno.
All right, leaning towards Fresno there in that one. We'll head over to the Big East here, guys, where a couple of old foes here will do battle. St. John's taking on Butler in this one, St. John's opens up as a 6-point favorite with a total of 135.5. And, well, it can only go up here after the beatdown from Purdue there, I believe. What was that, 77-48, Steve Merrill? So things can only get better, right, for Butler?
Yeah, and I actually like the fact they got blowed out there because we probably maybe got an extra point in line value here. This is another classic example of fast versus slow. In fact, St. John's plays even faster than Weber. Butler plays as slow as Fresno. So we have a huge difference here between pace. Now, once again, St. John's, Butler's the road team, but I think they can slow St. John's down. And I haven't been overwhelmed by St. John's this season. Thought they were a little bit of a phony team as the season began. They got off to that nice, 5-1 start. 8-2 straight up. Then they lose to Pitt in that last game. So St. John's a little bit of a team I'm looking to fade. They also are coming off a loss and a bad shooting performance. I kind of wish they'd played a little bit better. This line might have been higher. But I like the slowdown underdog here. We're getting also the better defensive dog. Both teams allow around 41.5%. But Butler has played a tougher schedule based on my metrics. So we get the better underdog, tougher schedule, better underdog, tougher schedule, better defensive dog. But most importantly, a real slowdown half-court team against a St. John's team that likes up-tempo. So I think Butler is worth a look here, plus 5.5.
Another one of these situations, Dave. I think both are going to be a little shorthanded here on their bench. But do you think Butler bounces back after that Purdue debacle?
I think it's more of a question to me as to whether St. John's bounces back after losing to Pittsburgh. And you know that Butler looked at the game film and said, okay, we got to do the same thing Pitt did, which is slow this team down because St. John's wants to run and gun. And Butler's going to try and take that away from them. The game's at St. John's, though, and I think that is a key factor here. I know you've mentioned this, Steve, when it comes to the tempo thing, that oftentimes that's dictated by who's at home. The home team has a tendency to be able to exercise its will a little bit better when they're at home than on the road. So I think that's an advantage for St. John's here. I think maybe they can speed Butler up. It's not going to be a run and gun type of game. I mean, if it turns into that, then Butler's got no chance. But I do think St. John's maybe got a little lesson learned in the last game. And that was non-league. This is conference. I think the Johnnies bounce back here. The line's a little too steep for me. If it had come 3, I think I'd have played St. John's. 5.5, 6, I think I'll leave it alone. But my lean is to the Reds. I almost said the Redmen. They don't call them that anymore. What are they now? Red Storm, whatever. Yeah. I think the Johnnies get the job done here. I don't like this Butler team very much. I think they might be the worst team in the Big East.
So, we've seen St. John's let teams hang around here, Ralph, so far this season. Defense, not great. Rebounding, not great for St. John's. Couple of things maybe that Butler will have a leg up on them here. What do you think we're going to get from the Johnnies here tonight?
Not only is this my best bet for the show, I released it to my clients all over Butler. You talked about them going out and getting blown out against Purdue. Guess what? Their best player, Chuck Harris, was out. That's why they got blown out against Purdue. He's back tonight. St. John's lost to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is probably the worst Power 5 team. Guess what? Julian C. was out that game. Their leading scorer and leading rebound. Guess what? Julian C. is also out tonight. Add in, they are also missing Jalan Serrano, their number 3 scorer and leading rebounder, and they're missing Colburn tonight. You're missing 3 guys that average 64 minutes. Anderson's talking about perhaps having to pool red shirts. The Big East has a rule you have to have 7 eligible players to play. St. John's has 8 players now. If anyone gets in foul trouble, he's going to need to burn that red shirt. St. John's has played the number 341 schedule. Butler's played the number 104 schedule. Huge difference. Butler wins this game outright.
All right, liking Butler in this matchup here, guys. Should be a fun one there. As a little Big East battle getting ready to brew here tonight. There are, a couple of tournaments still going on around the country, including one in Hawaii. And we'll take a look at one of these semifinal matchups right now between BYU and Vanderbilt. BYU opens up -4, total of 134. And boy, what that game against South Florida with BYU, woo, that was exciting there, Dave. What do you think we are going to get from this Vanderbilt BYU matchup tonight? I'm guessing not a lot of points.
I don't know about that, because I think this is a team that BYU can have some success against. They're an efficient shooting team, especially on threes. They're 44th in efficient three-point shooting, according to shot quality. Now, that plays very much into a weakness for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, lots of, I'm quoting from shotquality.com here, lots of three-point attempts allowed on defense. Three-point attempt percentage, 46.9%. That's 343rd in the country. So they have a weakness in the terms of really the way they game plan. They give up threes. BYU loves to shoot threes. And I'll leave it right at that. I think this is a matchup advantage for BYU. Now, one thing Vandy has done well is they've forced a lot of turnovers. But BYU takes pretty good care of the basketball. I think it's a good matchup for the Cougars. I think that explains why the line has gone up in this game. BYU, I believe, opened as a 4-point favorite. It's gone to 5.5. I agree with the line movement. I think BYU is the right side.
So Vanderbilt, I mean, they took down Hawaii, Ralph, in that first matchup in this tournament, but this is a step up in class with BYU. What do you think? What do you think BYU? Did they handle them rather easily in this
one? Well, I mean, you look at stat profile, BYU 10-2 against the number 28 schedule. That's pretty damn impressive. Vanderbilt 7-4 against the 289 schedule. So that certainly gets a check mark for BYU. This is a tournament in Hawaii, so both teams playing second of back-to-back. We look at yesterday's games. BYU had 9 players play between 16 and 33 minutes. Vanderbilt had 10 players play between 7 and 34 minutes. So no issues there with either roster where one team had to play fewer guys, it being in a close game for a number of minutes. So no issues with that. The teams will take tomorrow off. They play again Christmas Day, so those are the only 4 college basketball games on Christmas. The Vandy team is a team that I have, though, marked up. They have a Dayton transfer at guard, Chapman, who's only played the last 2 games, 16 minutes and 17 minutes. He will change the defensive profile of the Commodores. Maybe not today, but moving forward. And let's also remember, Vanderbilt has 7'1" Liam Robbins, who was at Drake 2 years ago and averaged double-double. Minnesota last year and averaged 12, 7, and 3 with 3 blocks. So in this game, I have a slight lean to Vanderbilt, but when Robbins gets there and Chapman, gets to pair up with Pippen, I think Vanderbilt's going to be a team on the rise. One stat I do want to throw out, BYU is 9-0 when they turn the ball over 14 or fewer times. They're 1-2 when they've turned the ball over 15 or more. Vanderbilt, number 19 in the country, with 24.4 defensive turnovers per game.
All right, good stuff there. What do you think here, Steve? I mean, I guess it comes down to, do we think Vanderbilt's got enough firepower? If BYU starts dropping them, they can beat you in a lot of ways. They start hitting from beyond the arc. Do you trust Vanderbilt to get it done here tonight?
Yeah, I like what Ralph mentioned. He kept it simple, right? BYU's played the tougher schedule. They have a better record. They have the better stats. I mean, so I'm not going to overthink this. I don't think the pace will be too extreme. I do believe, Vanderbilt probably wants to play a little bit slower than BYU here. And that is something when you're playing these back-to-back games, I do often look at teams that are more comfortable slowing it down. But as Ralph also said, both teams should be fresh from last night, limited minutes for the key players. So I think you handicap this as a true game and in a focused spot, I would assume, in a tournament setting here. I think BYU is the better team. And the one edge they have, the substantial edge they have most of all, is shooting. They shoot almost 45%. They allow just 39. Vanderbilt only allows 39 also against a weaker schedule, but they only shoot 40.5%. They only shoot 29.5% from three-point range. So it's unlikely they're going to be the better shooting team here, and that's what you normally need from an underdog to pull the upset. So I think BYU kind of checks all the boxes here. I normally do stay away. We've talked about this over the past month here on the show a few times. I normally kind of stay away from these neutral court tournament games because I don't think they're always true handicaps. But this one looks like it sets up like it should be, especially since both teams played last night, played well. So all things equal, I think BYU is the better team, and they should win this one by more than 5.5.
All right, good stuff there. Guys, we are being alerted here. Quick note that the Butler St. John's game has just been canceled, which, of course, Dave Koken said it. There it is, the Grim Reaper showing up again here. But the reality is Butler would have won anyway. Not that that's going to make any of us feel any better, but it has been postponed. So you guys know we just learned about it live right now here just a couple of minutes ago. All right, with that game aside, I guess there is, it's not a very big card here tonight, but there are some opportunities here. So, Ralph, do you need a minute here, or you think you got it somewhere else that you circled on a card for us tonight?
Now, as I said, pretty weak card. I'll just give the lightest of opinions with Fresno. Not a game that I would bet because of the injury situation, but as I said, my best bet was going to be Butler. It was an actual client release. So Fresno for me.
All right, he's going Fresno there. Talk to us here, Steve Merrill. Where are you going on the card tonight?
Yeah, I was going to use Butler as my play on the show here, and right after I sent that over, about a minute later, we're noted that it was canceled. So I take full accountability and responsibility for that being canceled. But I got to point out, if you look at the live odds at WagerTalk.com, 5 of the 6 extra games were canceled and postponed today. Yeah. And now Ralph Michaels' top play on Butler is canceled. So, I mean, this has just been awful for Ralph because he had all those games to choose from down there on the extra board for the free play here. But I'll use Fresno as well. I liked Butler because they were a slow-down half-court team against a fast St. John's team. We talked about it with Fresno. They're a slow-down half-court team as well against a faster Weber. I thought Butler was the better of the two. But Fresno +2 makes sense for that reason. I think they're the better defensive team getting points, and they'll slow the pace down. So I would lean Fresno +2 in this light college basketball card Thursday. Don't forget, though, my strongest college football bowl game of the season so far goes tonight on Thursday. Half-price bowl season is available right now. No promo needed. And if you want basketball, my number 1 ranked basketball, 2 NBA best bets tonight on Thursday. And you get 2 for 1 month special, 30 days of college and pro for $179 with Hoops, $179. Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com.
Great stuff there, Steve. And speaking of college football, guys, Dave's 5% best bet bowl game still available right now at his page at WagerTalk.com. So make sure you head over there, grab that play, guys. The 5% plays, they don't come around often. When they do, make sure you head over there and grab it. And Dave, limited card here. Is there one you're leaning towards here?
I absolutely love the under in the Butler St. John's game. I predict a scoreless tie. Actually, I'm assuming that St. John's is the team with the issues. And if that's the case, they haven't changed it. They're going to change the rule in the ACC. They haven't changed it in the Big East. So as of now, if it is St. John's that had to back out because they don't have enough players, that goes as a forfeit. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that rule. I think they're going to change it because right now, Providence College Friars are in first place at 3-0, and they've only played 1 game. Anyway, I'll go along with the other guys. I'm not betting this game. I'm not betting anything in college basketball. Really nothing even close to a bet for me. But I'll go with Fresno State for the show here and make it unanimous on the Bulldogs.
All right, leaning towards
Hey,
Fresno.
Joe, let me mention this. To Dave's point about conferences making changes from what they said, the Mountain West met with all the athletic directors because Colorado State, their best team, was going to forfeit, and they don't want to give them a loss.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, when your top team in where you want the best representation, they forfeit, the rules do change. So if your bottom teams are going to forfeit, we're okay. If your top teams are going to forfeit, let's meet again and change those rules.
Love it. All right, good stuff there, guys. It is going to be an interesting next couple of weeks for sure in college hoops, but we do have our friends at the Gold Sheet that Ralph had also told you is 100% free right now, guys, heading over to goldsheet.com. And today, they like this last-minute game here. How about George Mason taking on Wisconsin? Lapierre, they like George Mason in this one. It's a great write-up, guys. And, of course, you can read all of these Gold Sheet write-ups that appear on the show over on our Twitter page at WagerTalk. But certainly take advantage of the opportunity right now. Go check it out. Great handicapping tools available to you and these great write-ups at thegoldsheet.com. Not a lot to choose from here, but I do think there is one game I like a little bit more than the others, and that will be Wyoming tonight here, laying about 2.5 here. And This kid, Graham Ike, the center, wow. Pick and roll Northern Iowa's brains out here tonight. They can't defend the interior. They're not going to be able to defend this kid either. I'll take Wyoming at a small number in this matchup tonight. And to recap, we got a lot of Fresno State here, guys. Ralph, Steve, and Dave all leaning towards Fresno here. I'm leaning towards Wyoming laying the 2.5, and our friends at the Gold Sheet, they're going to take the points going up against Wisconsin for George Mason. Again, guys, Dave.
Hey, Joe, can I
Dave,
jump in with 1 point?
Shoot.
You know,
go.
I just want to say this for our viewers. You see Fresno State, you see Fresno State, you see Fresno State. That doesn't mean that it's strong. It means we have so few plays, and we just both all happen to pick that same one. So for our viewers, again, you know, don't double, don't triple, don't make this a strong play just because 3 people have a short lean on it.
You got to bet your lungs on the Bulldogs. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Notice the verbiage, too, guys. If I say lean, there's a reason why they're leaning and they are not hammering. Big difference there, guys. But best bets are locked and loaded here for the rest of the card for the rest of the week, including the bowl games. Dave Koken's 5% best bet. Steve Merrill told you all about what he's got going on right now at his page at Wager Talk. And Ralph is on a heater, guys. Make sure you visit Ralph Michael, Steve Merrill, and Dave Koken over at WagerTalk.com. Plenty of action to make it a profitable holiday weekend. Pay for maybe a few of those gifts, guys, that you had to fork out here this holiday weekend. Appreciate it. Hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Guys, make sure you come back. We'll have a one final edition here to wrap up the week as the year is coming to an end. In the meantime, on behalf of Ralph, Steve, and Dave, we appreciate it, guys. Happy holidays to you and yours. Best of luck with your plays tonight. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
We know this business is loaded with competitors and copycats, and we are very proud and extremely excited to be one of, if not the premier sports betting information provider in North America. From a massive library of free picks and handicapping videos, daily shows, podcasts, and articles, our free live odds service, a team of the nation's finest sports handicappers supported with top-rated customer service, we pride ourselves on being the leaders in our industry, always looking to evolve and stay multiple steps ahead of our competitors. With that being said, we truly do want to let you know we appreciate your patronage. Moving forward, 7-day all-access packages will be reduced from $119 to just $99, and our 30-day all-access packages are also being slashed moving forward, going from $349 to under $10 a day at only $299. Our new pricing is already active and available just by going to your favorite handicapper's homepage right now.